I thought I would do my Royal Langnickel brush overview in the lead up to IMATS weekend, which is actually starting tomorrow. So I'm pretty behind in getting this up, but I've been meaning to do this for the last 1 or 2 years. But what I'll do is I'll just go over the different brushes that I have. I've got some brushes, kabuki brushes, and a brush set. So I'll get straight to it now. So I'm going to start off with my absolute favorite brush, and all this first lot is actually from the SILK Pro range. So their SILK Pro range. Now this is my ultimate favorite one for powder. This is the C101. Yes, and it's a synthetic bristle brush. So all their SILK Pro brushes have the black handle and the silver ferrule. They've got a few different ranges, which I'll get to in a moment. But this is my favorite. I find that it's very dense, or not very dense, but it's a good density for not only applying just my standard powders, but also for my mineral powder, where I do prefer a more denser bristle brush. So I do love it. Even though it's more tapered, you'd think, oh, probably just for normal powder, but it's even good for finishing powder. I even use it as an all-over brush as well when I'm sort of running late and I don't want to grab a whole lot of brushes. I can use this for my bronzer as well, and even contouring, but I try not to do that. I try just to use this for powder and mineral powder, so I do love that brush. So that's the C101, and I'll put all the different brushes and the numbers down below. So that's that one. It's a good brush. I love that one. Next one is also a powder brush, and this is the Taklon Powder C60. We get in there. So this is the Taklon bristles, and this one's actually a lot softer, obviously. The other one's just a mixture of synthetic, and this is the Taklon one, so it is softer feeling, but it is thinner. And not as dense. So I don't prefer this for mineral powder. I like it just for normal powder when I just want a light finish to the face. Also for finishing powder, because it's just nice and soft. You can just sort of brush it over nicely. So I like it for that. But as you can see, it's yeah, it's a lot thinner. So if I just wanted one, this one would probably be an overall one. Except, I don't know if you can see, this one hasn't held its shape as well when I've deep cleansed it. So with my brushes, I spot cleanse them after I've used them, just with a spray, and I deep cleanse them once a week in summer, and I try to once a fortnight in winter, just so I want to get some good ventilation and natural sunlight on them to dry them. But yeah, this one has kept its shape over the 2 years. So I've had both of these for 2 years, and really, really happy with those. The next one I have mixed feelings for. This is the contour brush. And this is the C170. You can see it's a nice large contour brush. I do have similar ones in other brands where the small contour ones, and I probably prefer those. I mean, however way you want to do it. It is nice for contouring powder, but I just find with the large surface area, I don't really need that. I mean, it's probably for people that just love contouring and just love these large ones. Obviously, you don't get a large, sort of, I suppose, I lose more powder than I put on, to be honest, even though it buffs really well, and it's a natural fibre. But honestly, I can just go to my the small contour ones. I don't really need, do we really need so many brushes? But no, it's probably one I could do without. But if you have been looking for one like this, you can get them at IMATS. I'm pretty sure you can. I've seen them the last 2 years. They should be there. I'm actually looking forward to trying the Revolution line that they have, their brand new line, and that's with the black ferrule and the black handle. I can't wait to try those. So I'm really hoping they are there this year. Anyway, back to these ones. Now the next two are actually for liquid foundation. So these ones. Now this one, probably seen a lot on YouTube, and I think there's some other brand, I can't even think of it now, that's very similar. And I must admit, these are all very reasonably priced. I certainly didn't pay over $20 for any of these brushes. I think I paid $7, $9, $10, $11. Most I might have paid maybe $15 and $17. I very much even doubt that. I can't remember. But if I do get some brushes this year, I'll put prices in my haul video so you can actually see that. And I did show these brushes before, so I'll put those links down below when I actually got them. But This one I haven't used too much. I know people have been loving these types of brushes. This is the Super Foundation C142. But I always feel like I'm going to paint a house when I pick this up, or paint the windows when I pick this one up. It's actually quite heavy for a face brush. Maybe that's just in my mind, but it just feels like it is. It's a very dense one. It reminds me of those really, the bronzer brushes that you can get that have that nice thick handle, but it still is comfortable. But I find that I keep going back to my standard, say, sponges or a stippling brush to apply my liquid foundations, because I really like to buff them in. I really don't like a super finish to my makeup. I just like a natural look. I don't mind if my freckles and moles show through. It doesn't matter how much I apply my makeup. They always come through anyway, and whatever. I like a natural sort of look. So I really don't grab this too much. I found even when I was deep cleansing it was a bit of a pain to dry. It's just so dense and so thick. I'm sure I'm probably the only one that feels like this, but I just didn't find the need to use this, and I couldn't get a good finish like I do on my other products, so I just found I kept going back to those more often. But it's still a good brush. I'm sure there's, like I said, there's people out there that love these ones, but not me. And the next one is this one. This is the angled foundation, the C240, and I was a sucker for it. I saw it and I thought, oh, that looks so cool, even though it reminds me of my art class at school. But it is for, I suppose, applying your cream and liquid blushes, and I love cream and liquid blushes, so I couldn't wait to try this. It was okay, but honestly, for the amount of work that I had to do to sort of apply it and work it in, I thought I could just go back to my other brushes, so which is what I've done. So this doesn't get used as often as it should. So that's that one. But again, if you do love liquid and cream blushes, etc., you might like this one. This hasn't worked too well for me. The next one, lovely old flat top. This is another foundation brush. It's a C141. There's lots of different ones out there like these. But as much, I mean, I don't know, it feels like Taklon, I'm not sure, but it's very soft. I love it. It just feels really good. I don't like bristly ones, bristly feeling ones, but this is very soft. So it is a lovely, soft, dense, very, very dense brush, and it's good for, I find, for buffing in the liquid foundation, etc. I really do like it. I've even applied bronzer with it and buffed it in fine, like powder. Fine as well, because it's nice and dense, and even mineral as well. But just the washing I find a bit of a pain, or the drying, sorry, just to keep its shape. I liked it to keep its shape, but it still works the same. I mean, it gets squished on your face anyway when you're applying your makeup. You can tell I'm not a makeup artist. No fancy terms on this channel, but yeah, I do like it. It's just the drying it, just a little bit of a pain with the dense ones, but that's just natural. And I think this is the last handled face brush, and this is the Complexion C185. I bought this just purely for the fact that it looked cool. How bad is that? That's an addiction there, but I mean, it is very cute, and I have loved it. As you can see, I've been using it for blush. I just wish it wasn't white. As much as it looks cool being a white bristle brush, it just stains, no matter how I've cleaned it. I mean, I have only spot cleansed this, though. It does get obviously cleaner when I deep cleanse it. But yeah. Sorry, yeah, C185. So I do love it for powder blushes, for highlight, for contouring as well. So a good overall little brush there. Yeah, and I've had no problems with this keeping its shape as well when I've deep cleansed it. But probably one I could do without, but I think it's just super cute. I always feel happy when I grab for this brush. That just sounds so wrong, but yeah, I do like that one. I'm just wanting to know if it stains these ones. Obviously the darker ones get stained as well. I'm wondering what it does to your face long term. But yeah, I love that one. And the next lot are eye brushes, and honestly I don't have a lot in the eye brushes. I've even got ones I haven't even opened. A lot of them I bought previously to give away, which I have done. But the first one, this is the Super Eye Fluff brush, the C448. You can see it's a Nice wide fluff brush, and I think I only paid a few dollars for this, maybe $4, something like that. And the next one is the synthetic angled shader. I haven't opened this because I've got other ones similar to this. And this is the C501. But the SILK Pro range come in this red packaging, and they still do as far as I know. So this is the SILK Pro range. There's also the Master Pro range, which is the blue and white. I think this is a slightly cheaper one, I think. And there's also the Brush Essentials range, where the brushes have a silver handle and a black ferrule, I'm pretty sure. But speaking of the Master Pro series, they have the blue ferrule. So they've got the black handle and the blue ferrule. So this is the lash combs. I love, love, love these lash combs, even though they are super sharp, so you just got to be careful. But I love to, once I'm put my mascara on, to sort of work it through so it doesn't get all clumpy. And these, I'm addicted to them. I have a few in the SILK Pro range and a few in the Master Pro range as well. But they are identical, apart from the ferrule, as far as I can tell. They're pretty identical. But you've just got to be careful when you use them. Like I said, they're super sharp. They're metal combs, lash combs. But yeah, they're pretty similar. So whether you're buying them from either range, they're exactly the same as far as I can tell, apart from the ferrule. So yeah, it's even just worth buying the cheaper version for those, and they've lasted just as well. Yes. Now, but one that has to get a super mention is this one. This is the large Smudger C445 brush. I think I said Super Eye Fluff C448. 448, just in case I said the wrong one. This is the C445, the large smudger brush. I have loved this one. I've loved it for obviously smudging eyeshadow, but I've also loved it for contouring with powder around like the nose area. I've loved it to apply highlight when I just want a light bit of powder highlight, but I've loved this. And I've had this for 2 years. It's kept its shape really well. It hasn't shed on me, it's washed well, and it's just, yeah, a lovely dense tapered brush. Not too dense, but it's just that perfect density. Similar to this one, so I'm going to pick up a couple more this year, I hope to. But I've got the Sigma tapered brush. Now, I mean, they're not that similar, but similar for the purposes. I mean, I love the Sigma one, but as soon as I tried this one, I mean, yes, this one I keep going back to. But you can see this one hasn't kept its shape as well. It's sort of floofed out, if there's such a term. Yeah, so this is alright just to dust over, etc. But I'd probably go for this one for really good blending, etc. It's just nice and dense. I really like it. Not that I don't love my Sigma, but Royal Langnickel. Now looking at the time, I think I might do a separate one just for the kabuki brushes that I have, and the mention of the Greenline silk set that I actually got as part of the ABBW last year. So that'll be in a separate video. I'll put the link down below. And thanks for watching, and hopefully I will see a few of you at IMATS this weekend. But I also do hope to get some of my other brush lines up and do some overviews of those as well.